Oh, guys, we're only 4 games into the season. Some of these teams will play their 4th game today. But, as media members, we got to create drama and we got to start ringing some alarm bells. Because I feel like some of these teams in the standings right now, with 1-3 record, with 2-2 record, are quite underperforming. And this is the thing we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at 3 teams that I feel like have some level of alert that need to be raised. And there are 3 levels, exactly 3 levels. We got cold start, blue for cold start. We got the yellow card, like in football. It's a warning. It's a warning sign. And obviously, when the red flags are starting to wave, it's time for changes. So
can't swim.
You can't swim.
Can't swim while the red is.
In our Lithuanian sea beach, if you see the red flag, you cannot swim. So,
and we're just focusing on the top teams, right?
Yeah,
teams that have biggest expectations or have biggest long-term goals.
For example, Olympiacos Piraeus, a team that's 2-2 right now. They just lost their last game against FS at the end there. How worried are you about this team? Let's start with that. So,
based on the season start, right?
just they have title aspirations. You see their results so far. How worried are you?
At this point, raise October 15th.
Yes. Okay.
A lot of
we're saying this is a cold start.
Cold room over there, right? I mean,
yeah.
Because basically they lost in the final minute of the game. They're 2-2. So if the offense or especially defense was just better in the last minute of the game, they would be 3-1. They played without Evan Fournier. Keenan Evans is out. They have to play through Frank Ntilikina and Sabin Lee offensively, which is a huge challenge.
Out, right?
Walkup was out.
Shaq McKissick out.
Shaq McKissick is out.
Mustafa Fall is not there.
Yeah, but we cannot even count on Mustafa Fall anymore this season.
True.
But I'm talking about the guards, and they were still so close to win that game.
Yeah.
So I don't have any problem with Olympiacos start so far. The same goes with the entire team. Their focus is April, March to reach the peak, to get all the players healthy and to click together. So they're not focusing on these losses at all.
My only worry is Keenan Evans actually coming back at some point? Because that's what I've been seeing. Oh, he's maybe questionable for the next round. And it's just never really happening. So I want to know.
He wasn't supposed to come back that early. Maybe there was some hope that he can actually return earlier when expected, but he's still going according to the timeline, I think. The original timeline that he had when he got injured.
Okay, because with the current guard rotation, I'm not a happy guy if I'm a Olympiacos fan, especially with Ntilikina. Like, sure, the defensive properties he brings is fine, but I don't like seeing offense run by Frank Ntilikina. Sorry, but the guy does not have a shot, which he never had, and he doesn't really have the offensive tools to create offense. And then there's no other guys. The best playmaker on the court last night was Tyson Ward. 7 assists, but in general, like just facilitating the plays and getting the right passes when he needed to.
Yeah, he's getting into the nice rhythm, and Frank had to play 29 minutes because of the injuries. You're missing 3 guards basically, and some might say he's a similar type of profile player than that Thomas Walkup is. Why you don't like him? But at the same time, Thomas knows the system extremely well. He's a better passer, and he's
it's not even about
as
Ntilikina.
good as a defender.
It's more about Ollie. Why you're bringing the guy who is so similar to Thomas Walkup? It's not Ntilikina's problem.
Yeah, no, it's not about Ntilikina. It's just about depending on Ntilikina. Depending on his playmaking as your main guard, because you don't have any other options.
But now they're depending because of the injuries. There is no other choice.
That's why we got the blue card, because there's still, we understand the circumstances. But if it stays this way, then it's a problem. Of course, in general, in this game, Olympiacos just didn't make their shots in some cases. Like, for example, Vezenkov, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line.
But at the same time,
Dorsey, 3 of 8.
Sasha shot only 6 times in 30 minutes. I think that's kudos to FS's defense. When you're switching a lot, you minimize Sasha's impact on the game. And these type of games, these type of defenses Olympiacos face are exactly the games they kind of need to rely more on the guards or Nikola Milutinov. That did not really happen, and we see the result. But as we said in the beginning, no drama here.
It's more about FS, like them taking this win, especially with Isaiah Cordonier playing huge plays. I mean, he's been always there defensively. I like how he contributes playing off the ball, but I didn't expect him to be clutch to score these 5 points in a row, including a great after timeout play by Kokoshkov, hitting that three-pointer that took the lead, and then just beating Tyson Ward, pump faking, still getting contested by Dante Hall and his incredible size, but just making that tough layup. That was huge for him. And I mean, I believe Olympiacos fans should be shocked by Cole Swider hitting 20 points, because the guy had 3 points in his first 2 games. He played 2 minutes against Maccabi and 5 against Partizan, and we all know why he's here. He's actually here to make those type of shots. But 20 from Swire, that's unexpected. And this time, FS and Kokoshkov did a good job hiding him defensively, because that's his issue. That's been his issue before as well. But this time it just worked.
That's what Swider does, and I've talked to some people. I've seen Swider do that very well pretty recently in the summer league. He will win some games for FS just because of this type of hot shooting. So it was just a matter of really when, not if it's going to happen.
So the next team,
Fenerbahce,
the champions.
The champions. What do you guys think?
Go.
This is a choice between 2 cards. Oh, I'm going yellow at least.
Okay, let's go.
Well, it's not about the 1 and 3. 1 and 3 is fine. I understand that it's a lot of new core guys, and that's probably why you put the blue cards. Oh, it's almost a new team because you lost your guys. But just the eye test, just the sort of guys adapting too slowly, I feel like. Defensively, I think the front court needs some additions. I don't know, Kem Birch, and now Jilson Bango is out.
Baker was not there as well, so
yeah. Of course, those guys, when they're there, it's a different story. But at the moment, I still think even with those guys, I would want another center there. But there's a shortage of those.
2 guys basically in the lineup.
So yeah, I'm just defensively there's not enough, and in the front court, and of course they need time for Wilbekin to get back into rhythm. His first game after a year, 7 points, but
congrats
only played 15.
to Scotty. He's back.
Yeah, he came back.
He already played in Turkish league. He actually received the Turkish player status, which is so important for Fener, because
Received it back,
actually, because you have to always play one Turkish player on the core. So having Wilbekin as a Turkish player really helps for Fener.
But generally, I'm just saying, I feel like they'll take a lot of time to find now, again, who's the leader of this team. Like, okay, it's Wade Baldwin, but this game, 12 points, 5 assists, okay, but that's not enough.
He was brilliant
69
in the previous
points.
3 games.
Yeah, well, not all of them.
Which one was actually bad for Wade?
Zvezda game?
Okay, Zvezda maybe, but it was like 8 assists, right? And the first 2, he was brilliant.
But I'm talking about, okay, assists is fine, but you need guys to score points as well.
He will score points.
He might, but is he
you
going to
need guys? You mean on the roster?
No, you need from the guys that you already have. You have the guys. I feel like you just need to have the hierarchy. Like who's your go-to scorer. And with Wilbekin back, I feel like they'll figure it out. It's just that there's so much to figure out with new NBA additions, and even Jantunen is still a new guy in that system. Like, he needs to also find his
especially defensively, he has to adapt to the, let's say, Sharas rules.
Also, I feel like Biberovic was like expected to have this breakout.
True.
From last year, he was actually great when he was playing with that core of Fenerbahce that was building and building and building, and he was having flashes of like scoring. But this year, so far, 4.5 points. I mean, that's probably.
Did you see the efficiency?
Oh yeah, it's
minus
in the minus.
minus 0.8 in 20 minutes.
And for a shooter to, who's mostly like, he's good as a shooter, a sharp shooter, 25%, 4 of 16 so far from 3. So maybe it's a cold start for Biberovic. Maybe it's the blue card for Biberovic. But also, I just feel like that's another guy that Fenerbahce probably expected to step up.
He posted 10.4 points last season on 46% shooting.
Yeah.
So I get it, especially now with all these injuries.
And the
guys settling in,
thing.
he should have performed better. Just like Devon Hall, I would say his numbers are not that bad, but he's doing some mistakes that are so unusual for Devon Hall. His early season average is 3.2 turnovers per game, while the last year he was posting only 1.3. And just in general, it's just not that Devon Hall that helped Fener to win the EuroLeague, which is normal because I still think that they're on some kind of a hangover. At the same time, a lot of new players. Then you have all these injuries and stuff. And, it's Fener, it's Shara's team.
When Shara says that they should apologize to the fans, I think it says a lot about their performance last night.
Yeah, he just tries to wake up his team because it feels like his team was off both in a game against Dubai and against Zvezda as well. But at the same time, I will never forget. Track record is important to me. So last year, there's round 15 and round 16. And back-to-back games, you have 30-point loss against Monaco, 3-0, 30 points. And then you lose to Barca by 27 points. And we all remember the struggles that they had with Bolvin in and out. Again, adjustments, Shara's culture and things like that. Eventually, they win the EuroLeague. So I see your points.
No,
I see reasons to concern, but it's Fener. Those teams, it's the preseason for Fener.
I just didn't want to show the blue card for every team because it's early. Yeah, it's early, but we're the early alarm ringers. That's what we're doing.
It's good. No worries.
What's the next team we can talk about? Would you say
is it
Milan is like a little bit not performing compared to their not to their standards? We shouldn't say to their standards because standards wise, every season they're like
cards. We start with the cards and then we explain.
Okay. Yellow. Okay, so nobody got the red card because
loss against Bayern was ugly. But when you think about their start, they were always close. They lost by 3 points against Monaco. They lost by 2 against Partizan. They won away against Zvezda. And in those games, they were not that bad. They're missing 2 huge starters with Zach Lidej, Josh Nebo. Vlatko Čančar is my guy, but he's still not there. And,
What do you mean, is your guy and he's still not there? He played a few games. Oh, okay, now he's injured. Yeah,
he has some health issues.
How did he perform when he wasn't injured?
The same
as in the NBA?
The same as the guy who performs after 2 huge injuries that sidelined him for quite some time.
This is the thing with me and Donatas that I put him in from the coming in players, I put him in like F tier or whatever of how excited I am about
this. I remember, I was there.
So
disrespect is insane. Disrespect is at this level.
You'll remember later in the season.
Of course not in October 15.
Well, okay, let's talk about it later.
I was on your side, Guido.
My problem with Milan is the track record, actually. And those offensive woos that they had before. And Lorenzo Brown and the crew still has to prove if they're as scorers capable of changing, and Marko Guduric as well, if they can change this identity of Milan's team offensively.
What could you say about yesterday's game, fourth quarter? I feel like you have
not much to say.
Not much to say. Just
7 points. No, 7 points.
20 points in the second half.
20 in total.
Nobody should watch that second half. For their free time, it was not beautiful. All I saw from Milano was just isolation plays after isolation play after isolation play. I've seen that before. It's nothing new. I don't know why they expect that to work. And I would expect some more movement, some more creativity offensively against these type of defenses, but we're not seeing that. I know that, for example, in the fourth quarter, Siobhan Shields was playing a lot as a power forward, the 4 men on the court. He did not know what exactly he should do as a power forward because he's not used to playing in that position. So, and that's because of injuries. So, that kind of, I'm not as mad towards Milano because this is just the situation they are in. Once again, they have injuries for another year in a row. But I don't know. I don't like their body language. It's October 14th was yesterday. They were playing. It's round 4, and I already don't like their body language. There's just too much of standing around, not enough movement on the court, not enough ball movement. And although Lorenzo Brown and Josh Nebo had a pretty nice connection in the first couple of games, I just don't know. When somebody's on the bench, they're just staring straight, somewhere. They're not really listening. They're not really engaged. I just don't see that fire that other teams has when they're playing basketball.
And it's weird because when I listen to Ettore Messina speak, I feel like, this is a very experienced coach who knows a lot. He was coaching with Greg Popovich. Like, you'd feel like there would be authority, there would be belief, but every single season we're talking about the same things: too much isolation basketball offensively, and then the team's body language doesn't look right. And when things keep repeating like that, I feel like at some point we're gonna start waving this red one. I don't know how much longer, but the thing is, we said before the season, this is without, there's no pressure, let's say, for Ettore Messina anymore because this is his last year.
So there is pressure.
I think there is pressure.
I think there is pressure. That's the reason. It's probably his last dance. That's the pressure he creates for himself.
I think
he doesn't want to walk away as a loser.
Yeah, okay.
He wants to coach, I think, why he keeps going, because he wants to end on a high note.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't happen. And so I think there's a lot of pressure for him, but I don't know. They're signing.
But simply speaking, like, why is there so much isolation basketball from someone who's considered a basketball professor? Like, is there no set plays that he runs?
It's not about set plays, but when the other team plays a certain defense, there's just too much standing going on. I don't know why. Some teams just think this is the right move,
but if you decide to play this way, I just need more scoring talent then.
I agree. You should not rely on a 35-year-old Lorenzo Brown who does not have the knees in the best spot that he could have. I mean,
I thought with these additions, especially Marko Guduric as well, I expected a little bit more off-ball movement. But I mean, of course, losing Zach Lidey hurts a lot offensively as well. But still, it's just surprising to see this display, because the only year in the last 3 seasons that they missed the playoffs for 3 consecutive years, the only last year they had a okay offensive rating, which was top 7 in the tournament. Before it was 14th or 16th or 15th or something. So. And it didn't work. The offense that they played didn't work before. So I don't know. We'll see. But again, these first 3 rounds were not as bad as everything looked like in Bayern. And again, kudos to Bayern. This is a team of fighters. So they had a good win. Do we have any other concerning teams from the powerhouses?
I feel like we need to wait until the end of this week, because who played yesterday.
So who's your suspect? Pau if they lose?
Pau if they lose, 2-2 for the guys that want to be champions, I'm sure.
But they're playing Asvel at home, so they cannot lose.
It's not a possibility.
Partizan, they're playing who?
Other teams are Partizan.
Madrid away. But they're 2-1.
Or 2-1 right now. But
so if Madrid lose, they would be 2-2.
I feel like we don't raise alarms about these teams yet.
I think we should maybe raise alarm for Maccabi, because I'm looking at their schedule. They play Olympiacos at home, then they play Real Madrid at home, and then they play Panathinaikos and Crvena Zvezda and Monaco and Fenerbahce. That's their 7-game stretch where I can see them not winning a single game, and they have 1-3 record already. Olympiacos, Real Madrid, Pana, Zvezda, Monaco, Fenerbahce. That's
That's a
about
tough
as
crowd.
crazy as a
That's a tough
schedule
crowd,
can
yeah.
get. So they needed to pick up a couple of wins in these first couple of rounds. It did not happen. They're really not showing. They're really missing Jokubaitis. He was creating. He was scoring last year. He was huge for them. This year they have some new guys from the NBA. They still have to adjust to understand the system, to understand how they want to play, and that offensive system hasn't worked yet.
But their defense is also quite horrible. So,
But that's nothing new, you know. You don't really expect anything else.
yeah, but
from
still,
them.
you just want them to be at least more competitive, to put some more effort. You're allowing, okay, relatively, you're playing at home. You're allowing 92 points against Barca. You won against Hapoel Tel Aviv, but you still allowed 90 points. Paris basketball 101. So, and just in general, body language that you mentioned, effort level, it's not there. It's not for the EuroLeague. So they have to step up. That's a team to watch for sure.
Team to watch is Paris. Top 10, guys.
Okay, nice. Good luck, Paris.